Today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about vaginal yeast infections, just a little bit about what they are and what causes them, and some things that you can do to actually prevent them. A vaginal yeast infection causes irritation of the vagina and the area around it called the vulva. They're most commonly caused by an overgrowth of the fungus Candida albicans, and you actually always have a little bit of yeast in your vagina, but it's when you have too much that the yeast infections occur. Yeast infections are actually very common among women. About 75% of all women experience them at least once in their lifetime, and almost half of those women have more than one infection in their life. And some women actually suffer from yeast infections every single month. Even though there are many more symptoms, the most common that women suffer from are painful and red burning and itching in and around the vagina, soreness, pain during intercourse, problems with urination such as pain and itching, and a thick white vaginal discharge that kind of has the consistency of cottage cheese. Vaginal yeast infections can commonly be confused with other infections such as a urinary tract infection, so you should always make sure that you do in fact have a yeast infection before you go about diagnosing and treating it. As I said earlier, yeast infections are most commonly caused by the buildup of the yeast, but some other causes that you might not know about are first clothing. Tight clothing surrounding the vagina traps heat, dirt, and moisture, while chemically colored clothing can often trigger allergic reactions, and both of these can lead to a yeast infection. Second is medication. Medications such as birth control, steroids, and antibiotics actually kill the bacteria in other places, but they can also kill the good vaginal bacteria, which then allows the yeast to take over. Third are poor eating habits. High levels of sugar in your diet cause elevating levels of sugar in your urine. And the last cause I want to talk about are periods. The pH of menstrual blood is often too much for the yeast, so you may experience an infection while you're on your period. Now, obviously, there are some causes of vaginal yeast infections that you can't control, but doing as much as you can and trying to avoid the tight, chemically colored clothing and the high levels of sugar can definitely make a huge difference in your occurrence of infection. I hope I've educated you a little bit today, and you know a little bit more about yeast infections, and I hope that you find what you're looking for.